Nikon has just released two new APS-C lenses to their DX lens lineup, and I had a few hours to play around with them last week, so let's talk about it. First up is the Nikkor Z DX 16-50mm f2.8 VR lens, which is basically the full frame equivalent of a 24-70mm, which also happens to be one of my favorite zoom lenses to use because it's extremely versatile for all types of subjects. This lens also has a large f2.8 aperture, which is great for low light and shallow depth of field. The lens also has vibration reduction, which is what VR stands for, giving you around 5 stops of stabilization. The first thing I noticed about the lens was that it's extremely light and pretty compact when it's not extended. I paired the lens with a Nikon Z50 Mark II, which made for a very small and lightweight kit to walk around with. It does extend to a longer length when it's fully zoomed, but I didn't really notice this until I watched these videos back. The lenses feel well made, albeit a little bit plasticky, but I think this is also what allows them to be so light, so that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, next up we have the Nikkor Z DX MC 35mm f1.7 lens, which is a macro lens that can also be used as a fast everyday prime lens. Much like the 16-50mm lens, this 35mm lens is also super light and compact, and it has a customizable control ring as well. Here are some of the macro photos I took with this lens. To be honest, I don't have much experience with macro photography, but I did notice that the autofocus was a little bit finicky. However, it was also a super windy day, which was not helpful, and since this is just a first look, I didn't have much time to spend with the lens to really put it through its paces, so you'll have to wait for the full review for an update. All in all though, I really enjoyed using this lens both as a macro lens and also as a regular prime 35mm lens. If I were to own this lens, I'd probably use it mostly as a prime portrait or street photography lens, but knowing that it's also capable of macro shots with a minimum focus distance of 6.2 inches is also really cool and very nice to have. As with all of Nikon's lenses, these DX lenses can also be used on any of their full-frame cameras with a slight loss in resolution, but they seem like they'll be a great addition to your existing lens lineup if you value versatility and compact size and weight. Both lenses are also rated to be dust and drip resistant, so paired with the Z50 Mark II should fare pretty well in inclement weather, or so I hope. I think that's all I have for you today, so be sure to stay tuned for the full review coming very soon, and thank you!
So small.